Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick, and in today's video I'm going to discuss how I am able to achieve such a high win rate. It's very simple, to be honest, and I'll just tell you now straight away. Let's get straight into this. The reason I'm able to achieve such a high win rate is because I take my scalps from supply zones or demand zones. Okay, supply and demand is how the market moves, so I'm doing what the market is doing, and I am scalping. Okay, so if you're scalping, you are asking for less from the market. You're asking the market to move. Let's say a pair like Euro USD on average moves about 80 pips a day. If I'm asking it just to do 10 pips in that day, it's very reasonable expectation that it's going to achieve that. Okay, so when you're scalping, you're asking for it to do a little move, and my entries are based on key areas, and I'm asking it to do little moves. Of course I'm going to get it, so it's more likely I'm going to win the trades rather than trying to get a 100 pip move. Okay, so I'll show you examples. I took some trades this week, and I'm going to show you the last few trades I took to end the week. Okay, there were 3 trades I did want to discuss. Okay, so H1 here, Euro USD, and as you can see, trending down. Okay, it got to this point here and left the equal low. I mentioned this in my previous video. We are recording on Saturday currently, Saturday today, so we haven't got live charts. But down here we got some equal lows, and I said basically, even though so we're trending down, so it's respecting highs here. Okay, but as you can see, it did break a high here. Okay, that was his attempt, tried to break up, it failed because it then went further down. It did the same thing here. So this was the last high here, and it went and broke this high. Okay, so some people may have a bullish mindset from this. Okay, and reading this charts just on this price action, yes, I can see why, but I did not trust it because it was based on these equal lows. I believe that price is going to get down. So when price was rallying up here, I was looking for sells. I caught a sell here, I caught one there and one there. I did not hold the move. I am regretting that, but I know scalping is what works best for me, and I'm going to stick to what works for me. So I did catch these entries from up here. I'll show you that in a second. And I said I do not trust these equal lows. So look at this move. If I had held this move to those equal lows down there, we are looking at 160 pips. So this is again based on supply and demand. So this is why I say supply and demand for me is the best strategy, because it makes sense to what's going on in the market. And when you add it with scalping, which is a good strategy to win trades, you're putting 2 good strategies together and you're going to win more often. Okay, so if you're struggling just winning trades, this is a strategy for you. If you want to make the most of trades, like running and catching these bigger moves, you need to be more patient, more disciplined. Okay, and that comes with time. I'm very new to trading. I'm only 1 year in, so I'm early in my journey, so I haven't developed that yet. So right now I'm focusing on small wins, building up my account. Then when I'm in a position where I could take more losses and have my wins outperform my losses, then I could just hold moves. I take a trade here, close my laptop, and just hold it until it gets to the point I want. So as you can see, it's been doing that. So there's a trade there, it pulled down and created a low. So when it came back to this same supply zone, puts it in reversal. And if you've been following the channel, you know I know how to find the peak of these moves. Get in there, and I hold it from there to run these lows. That is easily 50 pips. So let's see, so that's 70 pips there. Okay, and I could do that on a consistent basis, and be very profitable doing that as well. So whether you're swing trading or scalping, it both works with supply and demand. I scalp because right now that's what my preference is. Okay, I would like to get in and out of the moves. I do not want to spend the day thinking about the trades, so I scalp. Okay, so let's recap the last few days quickly and show you how I found the entry that should have been this move that went 160 pips. So I found it from here. Okay, so this is what I look for on a daily basis. I look for a trend going one way, a fake breakout to continue that trend, a reversal, a break of structure, and then I look for my entry to take it in the opposite direction. I do not try to enter the trend when it's well established. I'm trying to get in at the beginning of the move. How do we do that? Okay, so here's a trade I took on, I don't know what day that was. Let's see. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Okay, yeah, it makes sense because I do not trade well on Mondays. So Tuesday, let's go in for Tuesday. What was that? 29th. Okay, so very simple here. We're trending up. Okay, see, we have a low, a higher low, higher low, higher low from previous day, and it continued through the Asian session, leading towards the London session. So for me, the stop loss is all underneath here. London traders know that, so they want to reverse the market to try and run these lows, run these stop losses. Foreign exchange, we're trading. For someone to make money, someone has to lose. So again, another concept I'm applying alongside supply and demand and scalping. This is why I'm able to have such a high win rate. I've combined a combination of successful scenarios to allow me to succeed. Okay, because normally trading, every trade is 50%. You could be right or wrong. So we need to find things that's going to push the odds in our favor. Scalping, supply and demand, and take into account the way the market works, how the money is made. Okay, so price action is another thing. So we have our trend going up here. We have a fake breakout. It pulls back in here. There's a little flag there. Let me just zoom in. 29th. Okay, so a fake breakout. It pulls in here, and from this point it's meant to push out again, but it doesn't. It breaks. It breaks this last low. It breaks structure there. Okay, so on this little candle where it pushes back in to that zone that broke structure, that is my entry. Okay, I'm risking, my stop loss is above this high here. I'm risking 5 pips, and for me, I'm asking for 5 pips. Okay, but as you can see, it went a lot further. It went to 36 pips. Okay, so that was my first win for the week. It would have been based on this trade here. So my next trade, I saw price push up here aggressively. I was looking for a sell to run it back down here. I was looking for it here, but as you can see, it did not give me the structure that I wanted. Okay, so what it did, actually it did give me the structure I wanted, but I gave it during the end of the day. So let's just mark this up here. I did take this trade as well. So we have our fake push up here. It comes down, stays in the Asian session here to continue its trend. It's meant to beat this high. It stayed there, consolidated through. And what it did is push down here. Okay, so I was looking for the scalp from around this point here, but I did not trust it. Okay, because there was no high there, and there was based on Asian session, and it was heading towards a demand. So I waited. When it got into this demand and pushed back up, that's where I found my entry, and I took it for a modest move. Let's look at my trade history quickly. Yeah, there it was. So I took it, I caught right at the top here. When it pushed back up from that demand, I caught it right from the top, and I took it for a modest 20 pips. Wow. So stop loss would have been up here. So yeah, that makes sense. My 1-to-1, 15 pips or 20 pips, I took it there. Okay. I left the runner, and the runner then got stopped out. I was very calculated with this move here. I made sure it was, I was only risking 1%. And then I took my runner, and then so I took TP there and left the runner, and the runner was worth like 0.12%. So I actually took a little bit more than 1% on this move. That's why I left it longer than I normally do, and I left the runner to see if it pushes down to that imbalance I mentioned. Let's just zoom out. That imbalance I mentioned here. That's why I wanted to see this reversal push down to, and wanted to see if the runner could do it, and it didn't. That's why I scalp. This is why I have such a high win rate, because I take profits as soon as I can. I am happy with the little moves. I don't need this big move. This would have been taking it to this point here, 50 pips. I don't need it. I'll leave a runner to try to do it, and if it gets stopped out, I'm going to make sure the runner does not affect what I made. Okay, so I made 1.1%, and I left the runner for about 0.1 or 0.12%. So when it closed there, I ended up the day having 1%. So that's 2% across the 2 days. There was a trade up here as well. So remember, I don't believe those equal lows were going to hold. So I'm still looking for selling opportunities. So price pushed up here. I was looking for a selling opportunity again. So, and why I don't believe those equal lows will hold is because it's not a reversal pattern. It's not a reversal pattern. Is a fake breakout, pulled back in, fakes again, and breaks structure. That equal lows does not do that. I'm surprised this run so far. I am very surprised, but it's not a reversal pattern, so I expect this price to come back. There's no way knowing when or how or where it's going to come back from. Okay, market has its agenda. So anyway, here's the next trade. So price is trending up again. Remember, all based off those equal highs, equal lows. It pushes up here, it flags and breaks structure. My entry is right there, I believe. Yeah, so my entry was up there. I caught when it pushed back here quite late in the day, because I had already taken a trade. I should have taken this, but I did take it for a quick move, 8 pips, risking 14 pips. I took it for a quick move because I knew it was near the end of the day. I was happy at 8 pips, even though I did believe it's going further down. So what happened the next day? So the next day during the Asian session, it stayed within that range. So I knew it was looking to do the move. Okay, so quick history. No, I didn't catch it here. So I knew I was looking for the move. I caught the move on GB. Okay, so GB had a very similar pattern, and anyway, it doesn't matter. So here I didn't catch it here because when I was looking at it, price was here already. Okay, I wanted to see price, tap into there, and you could see when I was looking at it here, it did not tap into it. It had done it so already before my session started. So I switched over to GB, and GB gave me the price action I wanted to see. So, but you can see here, it does come back and tap into it. This is why my entries are very accurate. So pay attention to them. This last low, higher low, we had a trend, right? This last higher low that pushed up, it pulls down here, and from here it's meant to go up. This becomes a key area. When it breaks this low, it has broken structure, and you can see prices just reacting to it every single time, and it's been used as a key price point where price drove down from and started the move. So pay attention to the trend, the price action, and where it fell from this point. So that should be my stop loss above there, and where it broke structure, because that breaking structure, when it comes back to enter that zone, is usually where you enter from. Look at that pinpoint accuracy. Okay, hopefully that's been very helpful for you to find entries, because that's what's helped me. I noticed this. I haven't learned this from no one. I noticed this, and this is what I've been backtesting, trading based on. Okay, so that was the last move on that day, a quarter move on GU, and I just wanted to show you this last move here. Okay, so this move here was an interesting one. Okay, so we are following the same pattern. We've got price action trending down from the previous day, comes down, and it's actually in a demand zone now. Okay, so before it was trending up, took it to supply sold it down. It's trended down, took it to demand. Here's a demand zone here. Yeah, why is it a demand zone? It's where price pushed it up from. So there was a demand, there was a lot of buyers there. It pushed it up from there. Yeah, so when it comes back here and it slowed down here, I was looking for a reason to buy. So Friday morning here, I looked at it and I saw some price action that interested me. Okay, so quickly, so what we have here is consolidation. So I wasn't really happy about that. That was the first thing I noticed. But then what I saw here was a break in structure where it looks like it's pushing down. So it pulled here, and to continue the downtrend, it should flag in here and pull again. It didn't. It came straight back and broke structure. So I'm thinking, even though this is a consolidation, that is clearly a fake breakout and potentially price wanting to go back up. So I entered the trade here, okay, and I entered it. I'll show you my trade history. There it is. I entered it up there, okay. So I entered the trade there, and I was looking for a modest move, okay, because I knew we were in consolidation, and I wasn't trying to stick around for much. I was trying to get about 6 pips. It just wouldn't give it to me. It gave me 4 pips. It just wouldn't give it to me. My moves when I enter usually take about 20 to 30 minutes before I hit TP. This was about an hour of consolidation here. I said enough is enough. I've had a decent week, and I closed the trade there, okay. If I had held, I would have won the trade, okay. I could see, as you can see, it did move up. It did give me from my entry point, which was up here, I would have won the trade. But I would have won the trade. I would have got 28 pips. 28 pips was available. But I closed the trade. And the reason I closed the trade is because when it stayed here for about an hour, I realized, I think it was about 10 a.m. I got into the move. When it stayed here for an hour or two, I realized that this was waiting for the news that was due around 2 o'clock, which is this move here. And I said I did not want to be a part of that madness. So I closed the trade and decided to have an easy Friday afternoon and not spend the whole day waiting on this trade, okay? So I closed the trade and lost about 5 pips. I was cool with that, okay? So what then happened with this is it pushed up. And a lot of people would have thought, yep, it's going up. It pulled back here. It should go up here. It fakes like it's going up, breaks down, breaks structure, and goes down. And guess where it's going now? Let's just zoom out. Where is it heading? H1 from this price point. Where is it heading? To those equal lows that I pointed out. Look, it's almost run it. It's gonna get down there. It's gonna run it, and maybe after that it comes up. Who knows? We'll see. I base it on price action, and this price action, I just don't trust it. So from those equal, from this price point here, it faked. I mean, it was just consolidation, drawing people in, ran it up, took everyone out who was who was trying to sell. Yep, everyone out who was trying to sell. Then it took everyone out who was trying to buy, and that's why I closed the move, because I saw this coming, but I didn't know it was going to do it in this fashion. So I didn't want to be a part of this whole move, and I closed it and called it a day. This is what happens. This is why I am successful, because I try to avoid this. I take my one-to-one and I'm out of it, because what happens is even if I call and held this move here and I closed it that day, and I got into this move here and I got, torn apart here, this could cause an emotional reaction that will make me lose a lot of this lose a lot of the gains I made on the previous day. Okay, so that's why I try to keep this simple and try to keep my emotions out of it by just scalping. This is what works for me. So if you're someone who's struggling containing your emotions or struggling with wins, keep it simple. Scalp, and call it a day. Look for those easy wins. I didn't take this trade. I got out of it because it was not an easy win. This was consolidation. My easy win is when I see price move in one direction, fakes like it's going to keep continuing the trend and goes the other direction. A small move to run some liquidity. Market offers this every single day. Okay, every single day. It's the easiest win out there. Okay, there's about 3 setups with supply and demand, I know, but this is the easiest win. Okay, so hopefully this is useful for you. If you need more examples, check out the videos and series on price action I've got, and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, because I will continue to be trading and continue to be releasing these examples as they come about. Okay, this is Patrick signing out, and until next time, peace.